Hello, my name's Nick Hurd, Business Info 550, and my presentation is on customer self-service food ordering. I'm not sure if many of you have seen this out there yet. It just depends on where you're from and where you live. Certain demographics, certain areas are doing it a lot better than others. I wouldn't say the area of Greater Cincinnati is that advanced in this, but it is getting there, and it will only continue to drive what the future holds. So today we're going to talk about the current state, who is doing it, where it's coming from, the why. Both quick serve, quick fast food restaurants, as well as your higher end restaurants are doing this. The consumer apprehension behind it. A lot of people just like to interact with that cashier, talk to them. There is a generational gap there as well, and a technology gap regarding certain generations not being as consumer friendly with the technology. Security, some breaches, phishing, just like you would see in everyday technology, and then the future state and where this is headed. Okay, the current state. Right there, you'll actually see a picture of McDonald's in the top right. You'll see Panera in the bottom right. McDonald's, Panera, Wendy's, gas stations. I'll give a Chili's example from a restaurant industry and grocery store, deli departments. All these people are participating in this game every day. What does it do? Essentially, this bypasses the middleman, the cashier, the order taker. This lets you, the consumer, get to make your food exactly how you want to make it. You put your own special touch on it, and that's what customers love about it. That's what employees love about it. It goes directly back to the kitchen. They make it exactly how you put it in the machine. So the example from Chili's, which many of you have probably been to, large chain restaurant, allows you to pay at your table, order, play games, and connect to the internet. This caters to a wide variety of demographics. You still have the service that most people request. This just lets you go above and beyond. It brings your kids in. It lets you do anything. Now, on a flip side of that, to not talk about the quick serve restaurants as much, walking into a grocery store like Kroger, you go over to your deli, you see a long line, people get impatient in the deli more than any other department in the store. You can go ahead and order your half pound of turkey, pound of ham, sliced cheese, whatever it is, go do your shopping, and then that'll be waiting for you in a cooler right beside this machine with your name on it when you come back, so you can go grab it before you go check out. Okay, now we'll talk about why companies are switching. The main reason and the main reason only is sales revenue. McDonald's recently came out with a stat that shared that using either their in-app order ahead or customer self-service in-store orders, with those services, either or, so anything you're doing to get your order there and doing your order yourself, higher in dollars than the average sales transaction by 20%. Taco Bell just shared the same reasoning, but they said their in-app purchases and their self-order kiosks were up 30% than their average sales purchase of someone just coming through the drive-thru or someone coming in ordering from a cashier. It really allows you to take your time with your order, and I'll explain this in a why. I'd like to give an example. Most recently, I was out at Sheetz. It's a convenience store you'll see in your bottom right here, and it's a Pittsburgh-based store, has about 700 locations across Pennsylvania and Maryland, very well known for a food offering inside of a gas station, and they had a huge advertisement for dollar hot dogs. So I went in and I started playing around with their screen, and I see the hot dog and I order the hot dog for $1, but I want it my way because I'm going to customize it. By the time I ended up adding nacho cheese, bacon, jalapenos, all for 25 cents. The bacon was 50 cents. The cheese was another quarter. Another vegetable. Everything on there was 10 cents, 50 cents, 75 cents. I ended up paying $3.50 for a hot dog. And that's why you see these lifts, such as McDonald's and such as Taco Bell, and why people are just going to continue adding these into their locations. What we hear from people is the customer apprehension, that people just aren't sure, that people love the interaction that they get every day. That's not necessarily true, but things I was looking at were that people do enjoy the hello, the how can I help you, have a nice day, the compliment, that's a pretty sweater. That can still all be done through these ordering screens because you still have employees in the store. You're not stripping out labor 100%. Here's a great quote from the CEO at Next Up. It is a company that installs these kiosks in McDonald's, Wendy's. It's not that customers aren't ready. This trend is evident in other industries, and people love it. They'd much rather self-service than wait in line, he said. My sales team tells me all the time that the biggest issue is restaurants worrying it and impersonalizes customer service, but 2/3 of their business goes through the drive-thru, an experience that minimizes personalization. If I want to focus on customer service, I go to a nice steakhouse, not a fast food place. It does take a while to change consumer behavior, especially in the United States, but I do believe it will happen. Security. Phishing. Just like gas pumps, it's possible and has happened with these things at Chili's and other things where people put the little card in there. It's always doable. It's just something that as consumers we have to watch out for like anything else. Prolonged rollouts. Wendy's actually had plans for 5,000 machine rollout systems. They were hacked at just 300 into their 5,000, which has now caused a delay and many class action lawsuits against them. It was a software malfunction because the servers were hacked. Very interesting article below that actually compares the fast food industry to the healthcare industry that we talked about last week with the electronic medical records. It talks about how both these industries have hung on without updating technology, and it compares how the electronic medical records in the healthcare industry and how people just push paper and how quick serve restaurants continue to utilize employees when you don't have to do either of those, and technology can make your job, your service, your life, your restaurant that much better. So to move on for where I see the future state going, McDonald's currently has 14,000 United States locations with 2,500 kiosks in 2017. By 2020, all 14,000 McDonald's will have these kiosks. Some stores might only have 1 to 2 and still have a cashier. Some might have 5 to 6, strip out all cashiers, but it's something that they have promised that they will be going to because they're seeing significant gains on where they have these being tested. Across every food entity, you're going to see some form or fashion of this, whether it is people coming in to make it fresh to order, whether you're doing the Kroger method of do it and then go shop and come pay for it later, or whether you're ordering mobile self-checkout restaurants right on the go, right at the table, similar to a Chili's. You have to have it. You have to be in the game or you will be left on the back burner. The average install of these costs in 2017 was between $120,000 and $160,000. That seems a lot for just an average franchisee guy or gal at McDonald's to put up in order to get these kiosks. But to save labor's rates, as cashiers can go into enhancing the customer experience and getting the food that you customized out quicker. Not everyone will go ahead and just take that labor savings. Let's say you had 5 employees working at a cash register, and now all of a sudden you're taking 3 of those 5 employees, putting them in the back to turn the food quicker, make the food fresher. That's the ideal state of this, and that's what keeps bringing the customers back. Here's some questions to think about. How has your experience been with self-service food ordering? If you have not ordered via an app or kiosk, are you apprehensive? What are you waiting for? Here's the references I used in today's slideshow. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Looking forward to the discussion. I'm very passionate about this topic, and I hope to learn some from you guys as well.